Hey crafters, this is Nye here with All Things Were Created. Today we are going to assemble our Ladybug treat box. I'm going to be using my art glitter glue here for all of my gluing. And as you can see, I have all of my pieces lined up and cut out here. Now, there are a lot of different pieces for this design, and we're going to go through what all of these pieces are. You're going to find that we have two pieces here that have a little bit of a triangle cut out. One is going to be the very, very top here of our ladybug, and then the second one here that's missing kind of the antenna to our ladybug. This is just going to be the top part of our box that we're going to glue together, and we're going to be able to lift all of this off to have the lid of our box, okay? Now, these two smaller pieces here, you're going to find that one of these pieces has a little bit of a triangle that was scored onto it. If you don't have a scoring tool, but you still wanted to cut this one out, you totally can. The only difference is that one piece here is going to be smaller than the other. So when you go and you layer them one on top of the other, you're going to see that this bottom one, or at least one of the two that you have, one is going to be larger and one is going to be smaller. The smaller one is going to be the inside piece that we are going to sit in our ladybug box. That's going to hide some of our tabs here that we're going to use to make our side piece. All right. So we have these two pieces. Then we've got this red piece here that has all of our holes in it. This is going to be like the wings part of our ladybugs, which is going to go with our lid. I have my acetate piece, and now we have our side pieces. Now, there are 4 different side pieces, and they look very, very alike. But again, if you noticed, 2 of those side pieces have a little bit of a square that was scored onto them. These 2 side pieces are going to go with the base of our ladybug box that also has the triangle. Now, again, if you cut this out and you don't have a scoring tool and you didn't use it, the difference between these 2 side pieces and the 2 pieces that are for the top is that you're going to find that the tabs on the top are much shorter than the tabs here for the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to layer these 2 right on top of each other, and you're going to see that, let me do it this way. You're going to see that these are going to be smaller. The side pieces for the top are going to have a smaller tab, and that's what you want to use for the top, okay? You can see the same thing here with the smaller of the top piece as well, okay? So let's get started with our gluing. All right, I think I'm going to start first with the base here. And so I'm going to make sure that I have my pieces that have the triangle. And what we're going to do is we are going to now just fold along our score line. Now, again, if you don't have the scoring tool, you could totally still go ahead and make this project. You could cut it out and make this project. What you want to do is take a ruler and put it as close to the edge where you can see these tabs are meeting with the base. So let me do it. Let me show you from this side. You can see almost where it doesn't have the score line. You can see almost that you can bend it right here where the paper it won't let the tab fold back anymore, okay? So you could line up your ruler right here along the edge, and you would just fold. I'm going to make sure I'm in the camera. So you would just line it up right there, and you could just fold right back along these tabs using a ruler. Okay, now, because I already have mine scored, I'm going to keep going using my score line here. And all I'm going to do is just kind of fold them down using my finger. Again, this could be still very quick, even if you didn't have the scoring tool to score them when you were cutting it. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing again with the bottom side piece as well. And again, I'm just folding it here, and I'm folding along the edge. So again, this side part here too, you would just use the ruler, press it right there along where it would meet, and then just fold down. Totally flicked it away. Okay. So now we have our base, and what we're going to do is we're going to use our thumb and just kind of roll the paper. The reason why we're rolling the paper is we want to break up the fibers inside of the paper to soften it and make it more easy for us as we are gluing, because this is a completely curved piece here. Okay, and we are going to now start gluing, and we're going to start gluing right at this little connection piece where you can almost see the larger circle and then the smaller circle. So I'm going to grab my glue. I'm going to add glue here along these first 4 tabs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it up here so you guys can see. I'm going to start right in here at that corner and just press it down and begin to fold right along the edge of my piece here. And I'm going to hold it here for a couple seconds because I want to give the glue a chance to bond and to dry, so that way it doesn't shift as I keep going along. So, and then I'm going to add some more glue here. And then just fold the paper and keep going there. And I'm going to do the same thing now. And keep going all the way until I get to the other side. And then I'm going to keep going right to the very edge. And so you'll see that this larger piece will connect for the entire part here of this larger bottom circle. And again, just make sure that you hold it down and give everything a chance to glue there. And then for the top piece, we're going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to use my thumb again just to roll this paper a bit and just break up some of those fibers. I'm going to hold these tabs down. And so now what we're going to see, we're going to have it curved like this. And what we need to do is glue these tabs to the side piece that we just glued down. Now, the reason why we have these side pieces here is just to create kind of like a closed door there, a seam to close off connect the 2 pieces and to kind of close it off there. So I added glue there, and all I'm doing is I'm pressing it down and I'm giving it a chance here to bond and to dry. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of glue right along the sides here. And again, just hold it down and give it a chance to dry. And take your time with it. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more glue here, right underneath. I might go all the way this time, so that way I might actually do it this way, and then just press it down here. And so when you're doing this part, because it's curved, it's really difficult, but just take your time and it will all stick. Then you want to just go ahead and take your glue, add it to the tab, and then just press and connect it right there. All right. And then again, just hold it and give it a chance to bond and dry there. Okay. And so voila, once you do that, you've created the base here of our box. And so that looks great. So then what you want to do is just kind of take the insert piece, which was the smaller of the 2 pieces there, check for your alignment, add a little bit of glue to the back of this, and then just go ahead and press it down inside. All this is going to do is just kind of hide those tabs that we added to the inside here, so that way, you know, if you're gifting this to someone and they open it up and they get to the bottom, they're not all just seeing tabs there. Okay. All right, so now let's work on the lid. Okay, so we still have our acetate layer. We have our two side pieces. We have the top part that has the holes, which is the wings of our ladybug. We have this black piece here that has the antenna. Let's go ahead and place this down first by gluing this one first. So you line it up, check your alignment. And then what we're just gonna do is add a little bit of glue here to the back of the red piece. And just take your time. A little bit of glue goes a long way. You don't want to overdo it. And then what you want to do is just, again, lining it up and then just pressing it down. If you have a little bit of glue seeping in through there, you could just use your paper towel and wipe that away, okay? All right, so now we're gonna do the same thing with the red piece here. And what you want to do is you want to check your alignment again. So the bottom base piece here, or the top piece here, when you go to check it, you want to do that on the other side here. You want to check it right here by just kind of checking the alignment. These triangles aren't going to be perfect because I didn't set it up that way, but you just kind of want to check the base right there, and you want to flip it over. And what we want to do now is we want to make sure that we're adding our side pieces to this side here, okay? So you want to check the lid here. You want to see, yes, it would line up perfectly, and this is the way we want. And we want our side pieces to be on this side, not on this side facing up, because then we won't be able to glue, okay? So check it here, and we want to now make sure that we are adding our side pieces to this side here. So again, what you want to do is take your long piece here, and this piece is going to connect again right here along this big part of the circle. And you want to just fold along those tabs. And again, if you did not have the scoring tool and you're trying to make this project, you can. You're just going to use your ruler, press it right along the edge, and then just fold to where these tabs are meeting the larger rectangle piece. Okay, so just fold them down. And then what you want to do again is just use your thumb to break up the fibers of the paper by just rolling it, definitely using a little bit of oomph and girth there to kind of bend it. And then we're going to do the same thing here with the top piece of the head here. Now, the reason why I did this piece in red was because I thought that when we were going to do this here, you see the red part of the ladybug's body, but the head is still black. It's not the entire lid that would be black. Just the body part of the ladybug is red. So that's why I did mine this way. I thought it was a bit more creative to do that. All right, and so I'm just going to, again, fold right along here just to break up that fiber. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to glue right along here. So as I'm gluing this part, I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video because we're just going to be gluing this down, which is basically the same thing that we did with the base here. Okay, so I decided I'm going to slow it back down again really quick. This part might seem a little tricky when you're going and gluing right here along the triangle. Just take your time with it. As you can see, it can be done. It's just, you have to have a little bit of patience, okay? So I'm going to speed it back up one more time. Okay, So now we're pretty much at the end here. As you can see, I've gone ahead, and what I'm going to do now is just kind of finish this part off by gluing the tab here. And you can see that there we go. So you can see with the colors here on the side, like what I was saying before, with the body here being red and then the head being black. It just kind of adds something a little bit different there. Okay, so now what you're ready to do is add this acetate layer inside here. When you go to add the acetate layer, you do want to, again, just line it up right over the opening. You only want to use a little bit of glue right along the edge here. So hopefully I can stay within my camera so you guys can see it. You just want to use a little bit of glue right here along the edge. And then just place the acetate right on top of that opening just to seal it up there. And so the triangle is a little bit larger than the opening, so that way there's a little bit of an overhang. And there you go. Okay, so I've got a lot of glue seeping through, and that's okay. It'll be all right. We'll get it. It'll dry clear, so it will be okay. Then what you want to do now is take the top of your ladybug, and again, you want to line up that opening, right the base here of the opening with the opening here of the top of the ladybug. So now I'm going to add the glue to this side, only because I want to make sure that I don't add too much glue. So we're going to add it right there, line it up right on top. And once you have it, you'll know, and then you can see it on this side as well. Okay, so you'll have a little bit of overhang there. And then you can go ahead and seal up your ladybug with the bottom. And there you go. So you can fill it with like your treats, crinkle paper, and then your candies. I'm going to go do that right now. And so thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and have fun crafting.